What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it, okay? It is the 28th of April. Yes, the 28th. We are about 22 hours away from closing this day. About 2 days, 22 hours away from closing this month. We're so close to closing the fourth month of this year, you guys. We're moving right on through it. Very, very bullish candle this month. I don't care if we close here or 10% lower. It's still a very bullish recovery. We have a nice bullish engulfing candle going on right now. We're looking to move above in the next 3 days, essentially move above this price here at $102.4 thousand and close above there by the end of the month to bullishly engulf this range, right? I'm not going to go on that whole spiel, but that's just, keep it fresh in our minds. This is the goal. This is what we want to see. Now, Bitcoin is down today already, down about 0.75%. Yesterday was down 0.9%. We're almost just as down as we were yesterday. And the volume that we have, the level of volume is pretty close, right? Pretty damn close to what we saw both of the last 2 days. If we look at this on a 4-hour time frame, we are picking up volume on the way down. That's not an ideal situation to be in necessarily. We still have 2 hours left in this 4-hour candle, though. So I'm curious to see, will we pick it up? Will we? I feel like, and just because I feel like this doesn't mean it has to happen, but I feel like this is false. And a lot of people up in this area have been expecting a pullback, have been waiting for prices that are back around 90,000, 93,000, or I guess we're at 93,000 now, so 90,000, 91,000. Prices below 90K, around 85K, 87K, right? And there's a lot of reasons to go down there and find support. If we go down there, it would make sense. It wouldn't be a bad thing. We can drop to 87K. We can drop all the way down to 85,000, still be finding support, higher lows, all good things, right? But it seems too obvious. And if we look at the RSI, if we look at the 4-hour RSI, look at how much it's cooled off. We've cooled way the hell off. Some people might look at this right now, the last 2 4-hour candles, and say, "Oh, this is it. This means we're going down. We broke structure. We're going down, guys. We're doing it. I don't know what structure we're breaking, but we're still in a consolidation phase. But maybe these last 2 candles here are the kick in the pants that people needed. This is the vindication to it. But I don't think it is. And it really wouldn't surprise me if this was the low for the day and we started working our way back up. If we keep going down, whatever, it's fine. But here's the thing. Let me make this point here. So looking at the 4-hour RSI, you were overbought, right? Pretty damn overbought. You went all the way up to the 90 in the RSI, right? We had a very nice move from about 84,000 all the way up to about 94,000, $10,000 in the course of, let's see, that was the 8th hour on the 20th to the 12th hour on the 23rd. So 3 days later, a whole 3 days, we moved up over $10,000, right? Crazy. So by the end of this month, we could move up another $10,000. And again, if we close above 102.4 thousand, that's ideal stuff, you guys. But just bear with me here, okay? We're not going to lean into that too much, but it would be nice to see. It's not a problem if we don't see it, but the 4-hour RSI is essentially back at these same levels that we were at back here when we were at the end of this consolidation phase, when we were seeing 2 4-hour candles just like this on Sunday, not Monday this time, and we were starting to break away from this range, right? You had this flat top and all this stuff. You had higher lows, but then you finally broke out of it. I'm sure a lot of people thought we were breaking down. We're at this level, the same areas that we're at now in the RSI, and that's where things began to turn around, right? I'm not saying that just because we're here means we have to turn around. We did here. We kind of did here. We could go lower. We could, but it really wouldn't surprise me if this is where we found support. In fact, I'm curious. I'm just curious right now. Golden ratio right there. What's this right here from a low to a high? Relative high, not the fake out high. Golden ratio, right? Golden ratio, yes. Similar look of candles. Golden ratio, right? Similar, pretty damn similar to me. Similar readings in the RSI and all. So I'm pretty confident that this is it. This is the low. We're looking death in the face here. It might seem to a lot of people. I don't know. I don't have any data backing this up, but I would just assume, thinking about people who are watching the charts, this might seem like a definitive break, but I think this is just a mental game. You're playing mental gymnastics right now, and if you're emotionally charged, you're going to see this as bearish, but I think this is just a test. Ultimately, you're at the golden ratio relative to this relative to this consolidation phase here. You're at the same areas in the RSI. It wouldn't surprise me if we started moving up, man. 1-hour time frame, getting into the oversold zone, yes, right there. We've been in the oversold zone a handful of times. To be fair, we could go lower. This is not an area that we normally bounce from, but we could. The volume doesn't help us out, right? Building volume and going down, that's not a good look necessarily, but we're right at an area where you could expect to bounce. Let's look at the 15-minute time frame. Not a whole lot going on here either. The 15-minute And the 1 hour looks super bearish, I'm not going to lie. But the 4 hour, there's something about it that makes me think that this is a psyop. This is a trick. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Perhaps I'm the one that's coping. If I'm coping, please, 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 please then, Bitcoin, all you got to do to prove me wrong is get below about $92,171. Get below $92,200 on a daily closing basis, on a multi 4 hour closing basis, and I'll be wrong. I'll wave the white flag there. We're probably going to $90,000 or below at that point, but until you do, I'm not convinced. And in fact, I really am leaning on this to be a balancing area, even though if I'm being honest with myself, the 1 hour is not suggestive of that, at least on the RSI it's not. The 15-minute is not suggestive of that as far as volume goes, and the RSI goes either. I'm just leaning on the 4 hour, and then also on the daily here. You know, if we look at the daily time frame, we've gotten overbought. With yesterday's close, we did close right outside of the overbought zone. Okay, let me zoom in here so that we can see what's going on here. And this does not mean we have to bounce, but it would be a nice setup if we did. Yesterday closed right here. If today closes green, we're bouncing right off of this overbought zone for Bitcoin, okay? So if today closes green, we're getting an overbought zone bounce. Let's look at the last time that something like that happened, okay? We were in the overbought zone here. Let me just use the RSI. We don't need the price. But we didn't bounce off the overbought zone, right? We rejected it here, rejected it here. Okay, here we go. That's an overbought zone bounce. Let's see what this provided. We even went a little bit below it, but let's see what that provided there. We have to scroll down. All right, so here Bitcoin dropped, had a near bearish engulfing candle, and what happened was from that closing point where we closed at the overbought zone and we bounced, from that closing point to a high point, we moved up another 15% in about a week, right? 15% from here in about a week. I mean, maybe by the end of the month, maybe sometime by the end of the week, whatever, but 15% from here, you guys, that takes us to our all-time high area. And I got to ask you, just looking you right in the eyes, look me in the eyes, look at me, okay? If we move up this much, are you going to be considering that we're in a bear market, or considering that we're going to see new all-time highs? If you're the average person in the world, would you bet on this going to new all-time highs if we make a 15% move from here, or would you bet on it being the end of the bull market and this is the beginning of the bear market? I'm sure a lot of people would turn bullish, is all I'm trying to say. And the last time we bounced off the overbought zone, we got that. So today, 21 hours, 51 minutes left. If today closes green, we set ourselves up on the daily RSI to bounce here. And again, I'm bullish because the 4 hour and the daily give me bullish vibes. They give me bullish hope, but we don't have validation yet, right? You can be bearish, but we still don't have validation yet for the bears either. Close below $92,200. That'll validate, okay? That'll validate. But if we get above 94.5, that's validating to the bullish effect. And I really do believe, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, if we were to move down, we would have done it already. Right? Whenever you pump, I mean, how many times here, even whenever we pumped, we didn't hang out at this high, right? We hung out kind of near it, but not right at the high. We certainly didn't climb higher. Every subsequent high, we sold right off. Anybody who's thinking in this mentality of what we've been through since the end of January up until the beginning of April here, that this is just another one of these moves ups and then moves down. Look at how different it is, right? Do you see how different it is? We moved down immediately. We moved down immediately. We moved down immediately. Different behavior begets different results. The definition of insanity, or I think one of the definitions of insanity, maybe it is the definition, I don't know, is to expect different results after having the same I don't even know, what is it, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's the definition of insanity, right? So here we are doing something different. If the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results, might it be then insane to do something, or to see something that is different, to do something different and then expect the same results? I think to expect anything other than different results would be insane. Does that make sense? I don't know how much sense that makes. I didn't say it the best way, but I hope it makes sense. All I'm saying is here, different behavior begets different results. That's all I'm trying to say. And it makes sense to me that we're on our way up higher. Perhaps we do, perhaps we don't close above 102,000.4 by the end of this month. I don't really care, right? It'd be nice to see, it'd be a great thing to see, but I'm okay with it if it doesn't. 111K target went out the window, but we're still pumping, and I very much do believe that whether we're here above 100K or we're on our way higher by the end of the month, one way or another, we're probably this week right now, the week that we just started, we will see prices above $100,000 and likely on our way to new all-time highs in May. All right. If not by the end of this month, in May. But we'll see. I would really like it if today closes green. We got $93,163 right now. If we can close green today, so far we're holding that low, by the way. If we can close today green, then we're getting the bounce off the overbought zone. The 4 hour is bouncing from the area that it bounced from before. Whoops. Actually, hey, we can use this real quick. It bounced from the same area. Hold on. Let's zoom this in a little bit. That it bounced from before when the price moved up here, right? Bounced from this area here. The price was at a low. It actually moved up higher, but it wasn't like a significant bounce, right? Here you've got a lot of, and I want to get rid of this now because it's giving me a headache. We've got lower lows in the RSI with higher lows in the prices, hidden bullish divergence. Yes, they're moving down. Yes, there's volume picking up, but it's really not that much volume still. It just seems like volume died off ever since we've been moving sideways. And now that it's the week again, I would assume that with the stock market opening up, we'll probably recover. We'll probably see some phenomenal upside, but we'll see. Time will tell. As far as where we're going, you guys know where we're going, right? Over the weeks to come, it's a very simple picture. We're going up. We're going up. Every time that we bounce from this area in the RSI, we've gone up. We've gone up. We'll probably go up from here. The expectation by the end of June, my friends, if not very early July, the expectation is to go to about $180,000, $170,000 by the end of June, if not the very first week of July, somewhere in that time there, right? We've got enough time to do it. We've got enough momentum stashed inside of us to do it. And I really think that getting this month to close above 102.4K would be a powerful signal and also aid us in sending us to these prices or beyond. But that's just, a bunch of different ways to say I think we're going higher inevitably. Who cares what we do in the short term? But even then, still, I'm not amused. I don't think we're going down. I think we're going up. For a lot of people right now, they might be celebrating this. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't watched a lot of people today, but I really haven't had time to watch YouTube over the past few days. Honestly, I like to watch YouTube, man. I like to watch other YouTubers, crypto YouTubers, bigger accounts, smaller accounts. I like to watch a lot of different people and just see what they're saying. Right. Even before I had my own YouTube channel, I would go around and I would literally look at not just the headlines, right? I would look at the headlines, take notes, and see how many people were having bullish headlines versus bearish headlines, but then listen to it too and say how many people are actually bullish in their videos. Because sometimes you get bearish headlines with bullish narratives in the video or bullish headlines with bearish narratives in the video. I went through and I would document. This was back in the day. I don't really do this too much now. I just do it in my head, but I used to keep a journal and I would literally document bullish versus bearishness in this kind of YouTube sentiment basis. And I think that's good to do, right? It's good to be aware of what people are saying, but I haven't been aware of what people are saying now. But getting back to what I was trying to say is that I'm assuming there's people right now who feel validated that we're going to retrace. This is exactly what we need to see if we're going to retrace. But all we did was move down 0.9%. That's not, I don't know, guys. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. But if there's anybody out there who's saying this is it, that validates it. It's a pretty small price action here, man. I mean, that doesn't make a lot of sense. That this is what we were waiting for to validate that we're going down on a Sunday. I don't think so, man. I very much do believe, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. All I'm trying to say about that last part is we could move down. We could go to 88,000. We could go to 85,000, somewhere in this area. It could happen, but I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I don't know who is buying it. That was the whole point of what I was trying to say there when I was talking about other YouTubers. Maybe there's some people that are. Maybe nobody's buying it. I don't know. In fact, the less people that are convinced that we're going down, the more likely the probability is that we do go down. But I'm assuming that there's a lot of people who think that we're going to go down. It would just make a lot of sense. And instead of making sense, Bitcoin's going to not make sense and it's going to go up. So hit that like button, subscribe if I made sense at all. Hit that like button 3 times if I didn't make sense. That way, 3 times. Once likes it, twice unlikes it, but the 3rd time still likes it. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourselves. We're going up. We're going up. I'm in a funny mood, but we're going up. All right, take care. Bye-bye.